Okay, player jumping and player falling. So we have a character that go into this mode. Let's turn off gizmos. So if, oh, yeah, left, right. Let's turn down the scale. There we go. So character moves left, moves right. Doesn't really jump. So let's do some more animation. So I'm going to go back into my player prefab. And also in the animations, in a player, I'm going to create a player. What that was. Delete. Going to create a new animation. Player jump. And we are going to create also a new one called player fall. So this is going to be a little bit more complicated in terms of our player states. So both of these, idle and walking, there's going to be a new Boolean, which is jump. Jumping. Actually, let's not worry about falling. Most games like Mario, jumping and falling is actually the same animation. So let's just make this as simple on ourselves as we can. But we are going to create a new state, which is jump. Jump. And we're going to grab the player jump. I'm actually not going to do player fall, just going to jump. So jumping is going to have a speed of 1. It's actually just going to be 1 frame, the same way idle is. And we are going to do transition. So transition from idle to jump. And also transition from walking to jump. So both of these are going to be if jumping. So I hit a conditions, defaulted to that. So if jumping is true, we're going to go over here. And jump is actually only going to transition back to idle. And that, again, does not have an exit time. Just flatten this. And condition is jump is false. And then this over here, again, no transition time, no exit time. And we're going to transition there if jumping is true. So if jumping is true, it's going to transition to jump. When jumping is no longer true, it's going to transition to idle, which can go back and forth from walking. So I'm not going to transition directly from jump to walk. I am just going to transition to idle, which will instantly transition to jump the next frame if I have my Boolean set up correctly. So let's make sure jumping, loop, no exit time. There we go. So the player jump animation, make sure I have my player graphics selected, player jump. Okay, so full, and let's get the jump animation here. Fancier version would be to jump up onto the apex, and then once we are no longer at the apex and our gravity is pushing us downwards, then we fall, but that is a little bit beyond us. So we're going to jump, and we're going to walk. And we're going to idle. So how we do this? Actually, let's just check it. Let's make sure it does any of this correctly. I think so. And then programmatically we'll make jumping happen. So let's apply. Let's go back to our scene view. Jumping, now we're jumping. Let's not jump. Cool. So jump, not jump, jump, not jump. We can turn, and it also jumps in that direction as well. So cool. Now let's go into our script and make that happen. So what we are going to do is here's my graph down here. So I could tie this to the jump key, but really what I want to know is, am I on the ground or not? This will account for both falling and not falling. So jumping and falling, because those are actually both times when gravity is pushing me down. So I'm going to grab a new sequence. And what I'm going to do is controller 2D. And I want controller 2D expose. Ah. No. Maybe I need to not direct that out there. Okay. Yep, okay. Controller 2D. Expose. Okay. Sorry, sometimes when you drag out into flow, it gives you flow things, and I do not want that. I want to expose controller 2D. So this is everything. I probably don't need that. I could probably just do controller 2D get collisions. All right. Out of there, I can get this collision info, and I can get below. So get below is, am I standing on anything? So this will be true when there's a platform directly below me, and otherwise it is false. So now I want an if. So if get below is true, then let's copy some code. Go. So if get below is true, then jumping is false, unchecked. And again, if get below is not true, if it is false, then jumping will be true. So if I did that right, here we go. Jump, not jump, jump, not jump, jump, not jump, jump, jump. Okay. I have player character controller that jumps Now there's a kind of a weird thing here because it's actually hitting this corner and not. So to fix that, you would actually probably check things over time and not switch them right away from frame to frame, or check if it's on this slope. That's a lot of other kind of finicky checking work. But for now, we have a character that jumps in the direction and moves and walks in the direction that we are going. So that is the player character's animation state machine. And that is what I want you to show me in your video. Is you have the character and you have them running around and jumping in an animated